Was there any specific moment in time where I wanted to become a police officer? No, there wasn't. Back 30 years ago when I got on the job, I was one of the first 7 women on the job. Less than 1% of women had a university education. I had a degree in criminology and sociology, and I had a choice between the Children's Aid Society or police work. And the truth is that I had a young family, and police work paid better with better benefits, and so that's why I chose policing. My role at the training branch is basically I'm principal of the school, and so really this is just a school for police officers. Training officers for the City of Windsor is a huge responsibility, and really everything that they do on the road comes down to muscle memory when they get in a critical situation and whether or not they've had sufficient training. How does the public perceive the police now? I think it's changed over the years. 30 years ago when I started on the job, it was a career that people admired, they looked up to, but it's a different generation now. What the difference is between when I first got on the job in terms of training compared to now, 30 years later, is night and day. For example, firearms training, we used to stand static on a range and shoot at a target that wasn't moving. And now we have all new weapons, we have C8 rifles, we have a taser, we have all sorts of equipment that we never had before, and all the training is all movement. You move up and down in the range, you move at what we call a close-quarter building outside. We do live fire in a close-quartered building. It's completely different. It's much more active and realistic than it's ever been. The different areas of the training branch, we have an indoor range and an outdoor range, and so we do firearms training inside and outside throughout the entire year. We have a close-quartered building, which is a 3-story building which has almost like a fake setup of a classroom, schoolroom that the officers go in and they actually play out scenarios. We have 5 platoons and a dog for each platoon and a dog trainer for each platoon. So the dogs are attached to the platoons. The dogs go home with their owners at night. And it's very much a partnership between the dog and his trainer. That's the trainer's partner is his dog. The police dogs are trained. They have extensive training. There's a whole series of training that they get before they even come here. And then weekly, while they're here, they go through training. We have an obstacle course out back, and the dogs go through the obstacle course. One of the most difficult trainings that I ever went through in my career was when Columbine happened. First of all, when I got on the job, we didn't have school shootings. But now, with the reality of the world, we now train for the possibility that there could be an active shooter. And one of the trainings that we did originally was in response to Columbine. And what used to happen is the TAC team were the first responders, and we would wait until they responded. Now the expectation is if there's a school shooting, we will go in as first responders, with the reality that we'll probably not come out. But you do it to save the lives of children. And part of the training was to voice in through the speakers the sounds of the kids in Columbine and what happened on that day. And it was really tough. It was really tough. What does honor and service mean? I didn't get on the police force necessarily to make a difference, but over the years you realize that that's what you're really here for. It's changed for me. I originally thought it was just about the benefits and the salary and the security for my family. It didn't take long before I understood what service really was, and that's exactly what it's about. It's to serve the public, to keep the public safe, to keep the peace, and really at the end of the day to make a difference in other people's lives.